Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. How is everyone today? So good, I hope. So good. I am so in the mood for a painty session. I hope you are too. I hope you are too. So if you're brand new here, if you would like to support a working artist, there's a few free things that you can do that take seconds. Like, follow, subscribe, comment, and share on Ann Corbiere-Scott Designs Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And then ask to join our private Facebook groups, Stitch Along with Ann and Ann Corbiere-Scott Designs Facebook groups. For all things Ann and Artsy, if you go to AnnCorbiereScottDesigns.com, that's where you can get my art printables. And that's what we're going to be painting on today. We're going to be painting on the, I'll put links up here. We're going to be painting on the August Year in Bloom art printable and the Strawberry Moon art printable. So, good morning, Keely. So there's the, good morning, Patricia. There's the August. And now, let's do the Strawberry Moon. And the Strawberry Moon is a freebie. But you know, if you might wander around and gaze and maybe find something else you might want to paint, that would be greatly appreciated while you're there. Picking up a freebie. I've seen a couple of things that I kind of wanted to incorporate into our making sessions. One thing I thought about sharing are the techniques that I've used or am using as I paint. So I'm doing that jiggy jaggy blend where I put a darker color down, and then I come in with a damp brush and I soften the edge. Like, these are all things that you can have in your artsy arsenal, and they will just be there for you to pull out whenever you're creating. And I'm telling you, it helps to have these little what do I want to say? Like a little artsy arsenal of things to pull from, like mediums to pull from, techniques to pull from. All of those things will just enhance your creating in a in the most delightful way. They will take your creating to new heights, and it's the greatest. One thing that I thought about was I saw this girl who was painting, and every time she had extra paint, she had a piece of paper, near her, and she painted circles or stripes with that extra paint. And like there was no rhyme or reason to what the paper looked like. Do you know what I mean? It had all different colors on it. Whatever. I mean, this was like an ongoing project, and I thought we could absolutely do that. So I thought about a couple of ways we could do that. One, which would be really interesting, is to take a vintage papeterie, and this one is, oh golly, my eyes are very bad. I can't read it. But it's on my, I'll put the link. Anyway, so like as I'm painting, so say I'm beginning to paint the background of this, and I'm feeling like I really want that to be like a teal-y turquoise. And so I've certainly activated this paint a little bit, but like I've sprayed everything. But let's come in and do, I have 3 colors. I like to do not one flat color, so I have these 3 colors. So let's come in with the lightest shade first, right? And let's just get some painterly vibes. And one thing you can do is just have this paper underneath. Do you know what I mean? So it's going to catch any extra painty vibes, right? And like I said, I can go back and do my Jiggy Jaggy blend any old time, right? Okay, let's come in with a deeper shade, the second one. Just some painterly, and I'm just loosely putting a wash of color down. I'm not making sure that all of the white is covered. It's okay if a little bit of white peeks through. It's okay if the colors overlap. It's okay if I, you know, if I get some blooms of color. All of that is okay. I just like the mix of colors. Now let's come in with that deepest shade. Let's see what we can come up with that. Like there's really no rhyme or reason here. I'm just little by little filling my space with color for the background. And then here's the thing, you can just keep going. You can just keep going with your artsy techniques. Let's come back in with that lightest color. Let's see what we got going on there. There we go. There we go. I think that I want to keep the I don't know, I think I want to keep the sentiment. I think I want to not paint over that. I think I want to just kind of have like this painterly vibe. Just kind of I don't know. Just kind of surround it. That blue does really make all of those other the flowers pop, doesn't it? Okay, let's come in with that middle one. We haven't played with that one in a bit. There's a lot on here, so we can do this. We can take like excess color. We have a lot of this one, and we can just do like that. Or we could come in, let's scoot that over a little bit. You could take some of this color and we could just do circles, right? And then do some with this color, right? And so we're kind of creating this organic background paper, but not really with a plan. Do you know what I mean? You could certainly have a plan if you wanted. You could plan to do all circles all the way across. Excuse me, I have to blow my nose and I'm gonna sneeze. Good gravy. Like, look at that. It's really making me so happy. Oh, goodness. Rinse that brush. Tap, tap, tap. Let's move some of that around just a little bit. And here's the thing. This can just keep growing, 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 right? We can, layers and layers, right? And I have a little bit extra here, so let's make some more circles maybe. I just thought this was kind of a cool idea to use up that extra paint and to just have this like this little bit of a peaceful painty practice, you know? So just have a piece of vintage papeterie near you and just start painting on top of it. And there's many vintage papeteries to choose from. So it can be whichever one you want, right? Oh my gosh, I'm loving it so much. So I have all these things to talk to you guys. You know, I always have my talking points. Let's go with medium background maybe. Do this last little bit, but then, and I like to go right to the edge because I'm gonna cut that up and do something with it. Because you know, no wasting. Now I'm doing the deeper color. And I just want it to kind of bleed into itself. I love that idea. We come in here. Some of this, move down here. Tap, tap, tap. Which is a series of repetitive motions. Dip your brush in water, tap, tap, tap. Dip your brush in paint. And then just kind of little by little move it around. Okay. So now I have like a base of color down, right? So the next thing, oh, no, look at, I have this spot that I missed. Let's come in there with the deeper. Like, I want it to be wrinkly as heck. Because then, because I can always flatten it out, right? I can always, right? We can always grow it, right? In a million different ways. Just move that color. I love the act of moving color. There's something about that to me. Okay. Looks like one last little spot. Let's come in with the lightest shade right here. That pink and that turquoisey teal, they're just dreamy together. And that yellow and that, oh my gosh. Okay, so now rinse our brush again, tap, tap, tap. And then let's continue with our Jiggy Jaggy blend on the leaves. Soften that edge of that deeper color, and look at, we can absolutely bring some of that excess paint from our blend that's on our brush. Instead of wiping it on the paper towel, we can paint it on this, paint it right on this vintage puppetry, right? There we go. So I was talking on Tuesday about doing a interactive, an interactive art printable for the World Cup, and you guys seemed pretty excited about that, and so I am currently working on something, and so if you have anything that you'd like to include in that, let me know. So, you know, if you, like, I will have, like, the teams and the host cities and the host country and, some terminology, some, like the, a soccer ball, obviously. Anyway, if you have something that you would like to have included on that art printable, just let me know, because it's in the works, and it will, you will get first dibs at that in the newsletter this week. Just like newsletter recipients were the ones who got the sneak peek, got to purchase this art printable first, the August art printable, and the bundle, the Go With The Flow bundle. That was all available before it goes out to the world. This is kind of cool. I'm kind of digging the greens and the blues together. That's pretty. Whoops, whoops, whoops. So, as I'm working on this, after I finish the this Jiggy Jaggy blend of all the leaves. I'm going to set this aside to dry and then work on my strawberry moon, and I will talk to you about some of the techniques that I used for that. This one I did a lot of building of layers and color mixing on my substrate. I really like that. Some shading, building, oh, everybody take a drink. Building layers as we go along. I have lots and lots of, I feel like the more you build with our mixed media mediums and techniques, the more depth your piece is going to have, right? It's not just a flat layer of red paint or green paint or whatever. I feel like there's so much room for building with all those things that we have available to us in our artsy arsenal, in our noggin. I feel like the more you can have in your artsy arsenal, in your noggin, oh my gosh, the richer your art will be, right? The more, I like it. A little bit of blue got in there. Look at that. That's pretty, isn't it? Oh, I'm kind of digging that. The richer your art will be because there'll be so much visual interest, right? Like every bit of, what do I want to say? Mark making and like little bits that peek through. That is always, that's like the cat's meow to me. A little bit more, and then we'll set this one aside, and then I'll share with you what I've done on my strawberry moon so far. I have quite a bit of layers of visual interest on that. And I still have more that I want to do. Like, as you start painting it, then you're like, oh, what if I did this? Or what if I did that? You know what I mean? And I'm not doing these circles in a row or anything. I'm just doing circles. Don't put too much pressure on yourself, right? But how cool is this piece of art paper going to be? Right? I was thinking, what do you think about next week? Keely and I were talking because Joni and I were talking. What do you think if next week we do have an art paper session? And so we, oh, shut up, look at that. Put the green in the center of the, oh, shut up. Look how cute that is. If we have a art paper making session next week where we, everybody just brings their stencils and some paper, and I'll share with you in the newsletter which medium to bring, and then we will make a couple of art papers. And then, did I do them all, you guys? Did I get them all? I believe so. Oh, nope, I got one more. So we'll make a couple of art papers. Like we'll do technique or so. And then we will then in a little while we'll do something else. I feel like I'm always looking for new ways to use the things we have. You know what I mean? Okay, so I'm going to set this one aside and let that dry all the way before I come in with my next something. Okay. Okay, what did you say, Keels? That's one of the things about our art journals. I like to go through an old one and always reminds me of a technique or product that I enjoyed. Yes! That's exactly what an art journal should be. That's exactly what an art journal should be. It doesn't have to be masterpieces. It has to be inspiring, right? So, look here, look at. Remember we did this? I go through my pages, like, do take time to just keep going through your art journal and remembering those techniques, remembering, yes, I saved the, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I'm going to do something with it. And I saved a, I bought a can of those Pennsylvania Dutch mushrooms when I was back home, Keels, and put it in some goulash for my dad. And then I saved the wrapper from the can just because I can. So here's a page that's a perfect example. So I had this leftover yellow paint from something else I was doing. I don't even remember what I was doing, but I just painted the whole page with that. And then another day we were playing with the gloss spray, and so I just splattered it. Who knows what I'll do next on there, but just keep this. It's here for the asking, right? Oh, it's right here at our fingertips. Like we did this highlighter art, and then one day I just decided that I was going to fill all those spaces with lines. And this, I have come back to this technique about 4,000 times. And this, where we mixed pencil and art paper, right? My dad had the audacity to almost throw this perfectly good envelope away, so I snuck it. Here we did some, look at all the layers here. Oh. And here's a lot of, look at Charlie did some art in my art journal. I love that. Here's our National Ballpoint Pen Day. Here is a stencil that I was sitting at Keely's house across the table from her, and she had some stencils there, and I just started grabbing her stencils. And so this page, I had done a crayon rubbing of one of her stencils. And then one day I was at, and it just sat there, of just this gray crayon rubbing, right? And then one day I was at Joni's house, and we were playing with paper artsy infusions, and she had a color that I didn't have. It's called, darn it, it's called, oh wait, it's in my swatch book. Just a sec. It's called, see, look at, here's mine, here's Joni's. It's called Black Currant. So I took that black currant and I painted over that gray. Who knows what I'll do next, but just do a crayon rubbing of a stencil in your art journal. Here's some that I just traced some of Keely's stencils. I traced this one at Keely's house, and then I came in with another color that Joni had that I don't have, and it was, I think it's called Golden Sands. Yes, Golden Sands. And I just painted inside those little bits. So that's just like a start, right? Who knows what'll happen to it? Who knows how I'll grow it, or it'll do you know what I mean? What it will become. But just know that it's fun to just have these little starts, right? Because you'll remember as you're going along, you'll start to remember, like, oh yeah, remember we did this or that or whatever. Okay, so here we go. Here is my strawberry so far. So I'll tell you what I've done so far with the strawberry. I started out and I just did some really painterly strokes of reds and greens. As you can see, like I wanted you to be able to see my paint strokes, right? I wanted it to look really painterly. I like the idea of something quite graphic as the shape of the strawberry, and with something like more organic and funky, like really painterly paintbrush strokes. And then I did our old trick of lifting some color. And let's do that again, right? So I'm going to put some water in my hand. And let that just start to work on these strawberries. I know that sweet Charlie, I'm telling you. So, oh my gosh, you guys, she's so funny. I got her she loves dogs. And so, she has her special animal is a doggie named Ruby. And, so I got her a veterinarian dress up kit kind of thing for her birthday. And so she sent me a picture of herself. Well, first they FaceTimed me, and she had her little scrubs on and her mask and her hat, and she had her stethoscope around her neck. Oh my gosh, like you can't even imagine how cute, right? And she goes, "Hi, Auntie Anne, it's Dr. Charlie." Come on, you guys. Oh my gosh. That just delighted me to no end. That's for dang sure. Anyway, she is the one that will say, "Can I draw in your art journal?" If a child asks to draw in your art journal, by all means say yes. By all means say yes. Because you will look back on that little art piece so fondly as the days go by. One thing I was going to talk to you about. I saw an advertisement for a new, it's new to me. It might have been around for a long, long time. A new magazine called Color Club Magazine. So their tagline is, "Inspiration you can hold." Shut up. How cool is that? Anyway, it has art, food, home, wellness, and creative living. And I thought, well, could anything be more perfectly us? I can't think of anything. So I ordered it, and I thought that would be a fun thing for us to share here. What was the other thing I was going to tell you about? I saw a quote this morning, and I thought, oh my gosh, we need to somehow work this into our artsy repertoire. Are you ready for it? "May you always be the type of person who points out cows in a field, watches birds on flowers, and gets excited when the moon looks extra big. There will never be enough of these types of people." But there's us, right? That's us. Okay, let's start to try and lift and see what we get. I want to use paper towel because I want little bits of the paper towel texture to maybe shine through. Oh, I got a little bit. Shut it. Oh, there's some good one. Let's try up here, see what we get. Yep. I just want it to look funky and just painterly as heck, you know? And I will say, it's never too late to do this. I've already done some Posca pen work on these strawberry seeds, and I just am doing this on top of it. Oh my gosh, I'm getting some really cool texture from the paper towel on here. I'm loving that. Okay, so for the Posca pen of it all, here's what I did. I started out with an ochre Posca, and I covered all of the seeds with the ochre because I wanted a little bit of depth. And then I came in with a yellow Posca, and I did little bits on top of there. Now I'm doing another layer. So what? We can do whatever we want, right? Because I thought this would give a little bit of depth and just visual interest because the Posca's shiny, right? And it's going to dry lighter than the ochre underneath, right? Look at that. Oh my gosh. I'm loving it so much, you guys. So this yellow, I'm putting kind of at the top, but you know, you can put it wherever you want. I just wanted a little bit of a layer of color on there. Then I was thinking of some other stuff that we could do to this. It's the funny thing is, Posca, that's acrylic paint, right? So it's gonna dry quick. So we can move on to the next technique that I have up my sleeve on my notes. Okay, let's turn this. Remember, just keep turning that substrate. It's not nailed down to the table. We can just little by little grow these little seeds. I just thought it would be a fun way to just add more visual interest. You know, we are all about the mixed media of it all. Oh, there we go, there we go, there we go. I'm just putting a little bit of this yellow. I mean, on some of these smaller strawberries, the seeds are quite small. And there's something quite meditative about just doing a little mark making like this, you know? There we go. I think I got them all. Okay, hi Kay. Those strawberries are super cute. Not sure if she already mentioned it, but Keely and I saw strawberry balloons in Madison, Wisconsin this week that were also way cute. Did anybody snap a picture, Kay? Shut up. I bet they were darling. I bet they were darling. Oh, everybody take a drink. Oh, remember I talked about doing a show and tell on Paper and I's Facebook page? It is next Thursday, so I will make sure to put that in the newsletter, but it will be July 9th. So for sure, July 9th, go over to at 3 o'clock Eastern, 3:30 Eastern time. Go to, well, it's 3:30 my time, but it's 6:30 Eastern time. Sorry about. Yes, they were at an assisted living facility. Oh my gosh, they know how to celebrate the seasons. Oh my gosh, because what's more summery than strawberries, right? So one thing that I also did on these strawberries is I did a little line work. So you know when I draw lots of sketchy lines, and so sometimes there's a space. And we can fill that space with just some little line work. So that's like just another way to add a little more dimension and a little more texture and artsy goodness to our art pieces, right? I have an idea about, so I certainly want to use the big strawberry and maybe a couple of the little ones in my art journal to commemorate the strawberry moon. But then I have all these other little strawberries, and I thought, you know what would be cool? I could do a Rolodex card, I could do a greeting card, I could do a postcard, right? You could do all kinds of things with all these pieces of fodder that we're creating. And wouldn't that be fun to just spread the good word about strawberries? Ooh, thanks for putting a link to the magazine, Keels. So like I said, if you think of anything that you'd like included in in the World Cup art printable, please let me know before this weekend. Let's see. I have so many notes to talk to you guys about. Oh, I saw something. Okay. I saw something, I think it was, it might have been Maria Shriver's Sunday paper. I might have seen it there because I didn't write that part down. I wrote down the quote. So here we go. Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I learn. Benjamin Franklin is the one who said that. So I just thought this was so cool and so apropos for our group. Reminder to include others in the process. That's what we do, right? Every Tuesday and Thursday we involve each other in all of our artsy processes. In the conversation, in the community. It's one thing to tell someone a story or to teach them a lesson, but it's another thing to become an active participant in their life. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I just love that. That just, oh my gosh, it's one that stopped me in my tracks. That's for sure. So I'm just going to continue with this line work around all these strawberries. It just adds a little something something. Oh, there's a big one over here. That's cool. I've been doing a lot of kind of research and reading on the art of noticing. And I've been thinking about that a lot. That as artists, we notice things, right? We notice things that others probably don't notice. That's okay. And they might think we're weird for noticing what we notice. I don't care. And I don't think you should care either. That's who we are as artists. It's how our brains work. Right? But the power of noticing, it brings that adage, when you love life, life loves you back. I think it brings that to the forefront of our, that's like the biggest compliment, right? Because the art of noticing is loving life. If you do it in the positive way, right? If you don't do it in the positive way, then I suppose you're noticing a bunch of ick. And I don't know who would enjoy that. Oh, look at that. Big painty arm. And I smushed it. Not too bad, though. I didn't smush it too bad. It's savable. It's salvageable. I'm sure hoping that Jeff can bring me some California strawberries home. I especially love the ones like, there's a little strawberry stand and it's right at the edge of their strawberry field. Oh, I just love it so much, you guys. I was talking yesterday during our stitch along about we are halfway through the year. Can you believe it, you guys? We are halfway through the year. And even though I've certainly had lots of challenges in my year, certainly, I still feel like I've had a pretty good 6-month run. And I was telling Jeff, I think that it's all in the way you view it, how you view life, you know? If you choose, I should have put that on my paper. Oh well, I wanted to lighten that ever so little bit. So here I did painterly layers and stuff, but I also wanted to make sure that I did some floating, which is a Joni decorative artist term. The shading, right? Doing some shading along the edges. But I love that this is starting to all break up and we've got some, I love that. I love that so much. So I've been thinking about this strawberry and how, these need to dry just that little bit. How am I doing on time? 10 minutes. I could set this aside to dry and fiddle with the calendar a little bit more. Okay, so now we have this, right? We have this painterly vibe. So we could do a couple of things. We could do some lifting. we could do some lifting just with splats of water. Or, one sec. I have this new stencil I got from the Crafter's Workshop, of course, and it is stencil number 1084S, and I don't remember the name, but what if we just laid it on top and took a baby wipe and we just removed some of that color. And it's going to be subtle in some of the places where the paint is light, right? But shut up, look at that. And this stencil is so cool because look at all the different shapes we have on here. We have these filigrees, we have some little blocks of color. We have, like, it looks like sweeping piano keys. We have circles, we have some color blocking shapes, but I like to just kind of mix it up. I want it to be all different action going on. Shut up, look at that, look at that, look at that. All different kind of action going on in the background. Do you know what I mean? I think that's gonna just add this level of visual interest to this piece. Okay. I need to get, you guys talking to me and I don't see it. Okay. Look at that. Stop it. That fits like just perfectly. And just, it's nothing big and bold. It's quite subtle, but look at the impact it has on our artwork, right? It just has, you guys, look at it. Let's see, what do we get if we do, well, we could do this. I'm serious, look at this, a baby wipe and a stencil over a painted area. That's making me so happy. So happy. Let's see, what if we do this? Because we have this weird little line on this side because of the way that I placed the stencil. And I kind of like the idea of this, when I move it, overlapping it ever so slightly so the blocks kind of morph into the circles. That's cool, right? Yep. These are nice and dark, so that's going to be pretty. So what are we going to do there? Let's do there. So let's... Yeah. Oh just madly in love with it. I am madly, madly in love with it. Look at just the visual interest that just that little bit of stencil lift brought to this piece. And so I'm looking at it and I'm thinking about a couple of things. I know that I want to splatter with white gloss spray, but I'm feeling like I might also want to do some Posca pen in the center. Let's see what this brings us, shall we? Yep. I'm feeling so accomplished, you guys. Okay, let's turn. Okay. Now this needs to set aside to dry, but stop it. Look at it. Just look at it. I am so in love with it. I'm so in love with it. I just love it. I just love it. Okay, I'm gonna set that aside to dry. And then I have a few minutes left. So I'm feeling like let's do the same with the Strawberry Moon. Let's give it some splatter with the gloss spray. Look at how funky and artsy that looks now. And then once these are all dry, I will fussy cut them. I'm feeling like I might even, I might even do a little bit of stencil lifting on this strawberry because it's so big. It kind of just lends itself to just wanting a little bit more texture. Anyhow, I adore you all. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're watching this on the replay, please just let us know by saying #replay. And then share what you've created with these two art printables. What did you do with the August Year in Bloom art printable so far? I want to print it again, and then I want to make all kinds of other things with it. This is my calendar piece, but now I want to, like, what else can I do? What else, where else can I take this? And then this, I kind of want to do this. I want to do my art journal page, but then I also want to do some other art pieces celebrating Strawberry Moon. So, I adore you all. Thank you for coming and joining me. And open your newsletter. There'll be lots of fun stuff in there. Talk to you soon. Bye, everyone. Thank you.